Hey everyone, today I want to go through some small business marketing ideas. Specifically, we have 19 ideas for you. Now, I won't go through every single idea on this video. I just kind of want to generally talk about some of the ideas and go through some of the, I guess, pitfalls, the mistakes I see occur with some of these more popular ideas. So go to our blog. You can download our infographic that has the 19 ideas on our blog. We also go through each one of the ideas in depth and just talk about some of the important things that go along with it. So let's get into it. The first thing we want to talk about are Facebook groups. All right, Facebook groups can be very powerful for your business, but I see too many people joining them and just spamming their business information, spamming their website, spamming their products and services, and that really does nothing for you. You're wasting your time if that's the way you're going about it. You want to join groups, number one, of which you actually have an interest in, and it doesn't have to be business related. Join groups for your hobbies, interests, whether it's gardening, cooking. You can join local groups. Usually, cities and towns have groups with local things to do and just people talking generally about the community. Whatever you choose, make sure you're providing helpful content. Think about, go in with that mindset of how can I create relationships with people? How can I create trust with these people? That's the only way you're going to effectively promote your business. When you go into these endeavors, whether it's Facebook groups or any other ideas, just thinking, how can I sell? How can I sell? How can I sell people? That gets old real quick. And the fact is, people have so many ways to do research on different companies and products and services, and the buyer experience has never been easier. The only way you really promote your business more is by being likable, being helpful, and showing yourself as an expert in these various marketing activities. So, Facebook groups, join a group that you actually find interesting and help people out. So, for example, with the gardening aspect, if I join a group on gardening and I see someone posting, "Hey, I'm new to gardening. How do I get started?" I'm going to comment and I'm going to help them out. And it's going to take me a few minutes. I'm going to talk about maybe some of the things to do when you're just getting started, some of the mistakes that I hope they avoid, things like that. Now you've created a relationship with someone, and they're much more likely now to go to you, to follow your page, to go to you as a resource for other questions, or they need help with something. And if you're doing that consistently and showing yourself in the group as being a helpful resource, just in the course of conversation, people are going to ask you what you do. You're going to talk to them. You're going to ask them what they do. They're going to look you up. They can click on your profile link and see what you do, right? So you're just going to create relationships with people just like if you would at a networking event, right? So that's what it's really all about. Facebook advertising, the biggest mistake I just see is people not installing the Facebook Pixel. You can get a Facebook Pixel in your business manager account, and then put it on your website. It's a snippet of code. I'm not going to go through all the details because there's all different types of events that you can install, like when someone abandons a shopping cart, when they click on a particular item in your website. I'm not going to go through that, but I just want to talk generally. What the Facebook Pixel does is when someone goes to your website or does something like abandons a shopping cart, you can get different advertisements in front of them consistently. Or maybe you're just doing one general advertisement in front of them consistently. But the bottom line is someone's visited your website, so they have some sort of interest, whether they just want to check out what you do, whatever it may be. But you want to get in front of those people as much as you can. So this is a way to do that. If you're just getting an ad in front of someone once a month and then you don't get in front of them ever again, it's really doing you no good. It's just helping out your competitors, essentially. Instagram local outreach. I'm going to group the Instagram local outreach and the hashtag outreach. Basically, it's the same thing, same general idea. That is the biggest mistake I see when it comes to social media in businesses, small businesses, is not being social. So don't just put out content, expect people to comment and follow you and reach out to you. Okay, you can find other popular businesses in your area just by searching for them on Instagram, follow them, comment on their content, comment on people in your area who are using a certain hashtag, right? So if you're an accountant, and I don't know if this is even a real hashtag or not, but I'm just making this up so you get the idea. If I'm an accountant, I might search for accounting problems and see people who are posting about different accounting frustrations, and I'm going to help them out. And in turn, I'm branding my business, and they're most likely going to check me out as well. And if your website has good conversion tools like chatbots, appointment schedulers, downloadable content where you can capture their information, now you have something cooking there. Instagram Reels. If you don't know Instagram Reels, it's basically Instagram's answer to TikTok. You can create fun little videos. And most people think of it as a younger audience, right, who are looking at some of these. But the fact is, Instagram Reels can be really important, a really great way to promote your products, your services, to show behind the scenes, to feature employees, to educate people on something. So you can make it fun, and you can still do all those things and just engage people in a different way than maybe you're used to. Instagram advertising, basically the same thing with Facebook advertising. The pixel is the biggest pitfall I see businesses. They're not using the Facebook pixel. But with social media collaboration, that's the next topic. Social media collaboration, again, be social. Partner with other businesses in your area who have similar followers, similar customers, and do a video collaboration together, right? You can talk about something that you have an expertise in. They can talk about something they have an expertise in. You do it together. Now their followers see you. Your followers see this other company. So it's a win-win for both. They're reaching a different audience. You're reaching a different audience. Video, it kind of ties in with what I just talked about, but use video. Don't think that you need the best equipment, the best camera, the best software to edit your videos. Just take your phone. Most people have a smartphone. Turn it on yourself and go live every, couple days or once a week or whatever it is. Just be consistent with it and just talk about a subject. Humanize yourself, right? Personalize your business. You don't want to just be seen as a logo. You want to show your personality, because the biggest thing, and I can't stress this enough, people want to do business with people they like. So if you can show off your personality a little bit, show that you're an expert in your field, show that you have great products or services, great knowledge, whatever it is, you're much more likely to create a following and create customers from your efforts. Post on YouTube. YouTube's one of the most trafficked websites in the whole world. And I'm sure you do this as well. You either ask a question on Google or YouTube. So if you can answer some of the most common questions or common issues in your industry or whatever it is, something helpful within your business, if you can do that, you're going to create a community of subscribers. It's going to help you with your SEO. There's a lot of benefits to posting on YouTube. Create downloadable content. Going back to the theme of being helpful. Most businesses out there can create downloadable content and put it on your website. And the benefit of that is you're capturing people's information, right? So it's a fair exchange. You're getting your prospect's information. The prospect is getting something from you, whether that's an ebook, a PDF, a white paper, whatever it is. Let me give you an example. A security company, they might create an infographic 5 things to consider before hiring a security company. Or they might create an infographic, 10 steps to take to do your own risk assessment, you know, to complete your own risk assessment, whatever it is of your home, whatever it is. Basically, the idea would be you're walking them through the steps it would take that you would do for a risk assessment. So, do you have this installed on your windows? Do you have this installed on your door? Do you have a alarm system on your garage? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have bushes? Do you have proper lighting? So you go through all the things, right, that would make up whether, you would consider a home well protected or not. You walk them through the steps, and then at the end, it gives them an indication whether they're really at risk or not, right? And that's going to then prompt them to most likely reach out to you, because it might be eye-opening just how much of a risk their home is at, and they might not have realized that. So the bottom line is there are ideas for every type of industry out there that you can create downloadable content for. Chatbots. This is something we use on our own website in addition to the downloadable content. Basically, when someone goes to our website, after 30 seconds, a little chatbot will appear just like this, and it gives them the options of, usually what we find is the the most popular things that people look for on our website. So they're usually either looking for information about products or services, tips to help their business, or something else, or they just want to speak with someone live. Basically, we're giving them the ideas to get the information themselves without having to spend time going through our website, or they can speak to someone live. And the benefit of that is people, I think, just like those options rather than having a live person pop up and try and get them to engage in a conversation. Yeah, I do this myself. When I go to a website, sometimes I just don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to get the information I need, and then I'll contact them if it's interesting to me. So a chatbot just lets them, lets you be a little bit more helpful. Blogs, when you're posting blog content, do a little research on the blog topics. Don't just post blog content for the sake of posting content. And what I mean by that is most people don't realize you have to do a little research. And what you're looking for as to what to write about, you're looking for how competitive a search topic is and what the monthly search volume is. For example, I'm not going to write a blog post on the benefits of social media. There's way too much competition for that. It might have a ton of search volume, but I will never crack the top 10, which is the first page of Google. I'll never crack the first page of Google for that blog post idea. It's just been done way too many times by huge companies. But for something like this, 19 ideas, or not even the 19 part, but ideas to market your business, ideas to market small business marketing ideas, right? There are all these different variations of phrases that I can use. That might have, let's take the small business marketing idea phrase. That might have, 1,000+ monthly searches, but lower competition, where I could crack the top 10 for that. So you have to do a little research. For example, I was speaking a couple weeks ago with someone who was in the health industry, and we were just kind of talking about this idea of how to do keyword research before you start posting blog content. And we were just looking up different phrases, something like health benefits of a red bell pepper. Actually had over like 1,000+ monthly search volume and very few competition. So little phrases like that you can actually talk about, write blog posts about, get that search traffic from, and not have too much competition. So you've got to weigh the competition to the search volume. Likewise, you might find a phrase that has literally no competition, but if it only has 50 searches a month, it's really not worth it for you, right? So you have to weigh that. LinkedIn lead generation. There's software out there that would help automate your LinkedIn efforts. LinkedIn is great for people who are looking to connect with other business owners, marketers, managers, whatever it is. And the biggest thing is it's tedious, right? It's time consuming. So with LinkedIn lead generation software, you can automate your connections, you can put in your search parameters, and you can automate the connection request to those certain people, and you can automate the follow-up messaging as well to kind of, again, provide some helpful content, then hopefully eventually book an appointment. Create a class or a webinar. Classes and webinars are great ways that you can sell things, sell these classes, sell these webinars on your website in addition to whatever it is you do. Even things like even something like a restaurant could benefit from this. You could do, let's say you're the chef owner of a restaurant. Obviously, you want people to come into your restaurant, but you could also do a series of live cooking classes that you sell on your website that might teach people how to create other popular dishes that your restaurant doesn't happen to sell. So, again, there's something for everyone in that respect. Post your reviews. Whenever you receive positive reviews, you should be promoting them. Promote them on your social media, wherever, your website. The benefit of reviews over testimonials, in my opinion, is reviews can come across as a little bit more authentic because they actually show that they're from a real person. Right? If I go to Google reviews or Yelp or wherever, I can click on the profile of the person who left the review and I can see if it's a real person or not. With testimonials, I think there's always a question of whether they're made up or not, right? There's no way for you to check if it's a real person. So post your reviews. And what's going to happen there is if you're getting positive reviews coming in consistently and you're promoting them, now you're showing all these other people who might be on the fence or might just be in the consideration phase as to whether they're going to use your business. The more and more positive feedback they see from other people, it's just going to make their decision much easier to actually do business with you. So email marketing, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but the biggest mistake, just don't spam people. Again, think of it in terms of how can I provide helpful content and stick to a consistent schedule. Podcasting is also great to build a community, to talk about a subject in depth. Start a membership. Memberships are more and more popular. There's all different types of memberships out there. It's just a great way for you to receive monthly revenue coming in consistently. Maybe you just sell a product that's maybe a 3 or 4 time a year purchase, right? There's probably some sort of membership that you can come up with that would provide you with a monthly revenue stream. It's something like even cooking, right? Food Network, they have an app that they have a membership that you can buy into where they provide cooking classes, daily cooking classes, right? If you're a hair salon, you can curate a box of different hair products, things like that. So there's all different ideas for you out there. And then the last thing I'll just say is conduct a survey. Surveys are great because it's a way for you to segment your customers. So picture this, right? After every purchase, you automate a survey that goes out to people, asking them to check off, and you have a variety of options, asking them to check off what they like to receive updates on in the future, promotional information on. And the benefit of that is you're capitalizing on what's most interesting to your customers, which is much more likely to bring them back sooner. So the more frequently you bring them into your store, you use your services, obviously the more your revenue grows. So for example, if you're a clothing store and you sell both men's and women's clothes and a variety of different things, maybe you want to segment your customers after they purchase from you to say, what would you like future information on? men's clothes, women's clothes. And they could check both if they want. Maybe they're a family and they want both, whatever it is. But the reason for doing that would be now all the people who just select men's clothing, I'm not going to bother sending them information on when I get, new seasonal women's clothing in, or when I have promotions on women's clothing, things like that. Because if I do that and there is no interest on their part in women's clothing, I'm teaching them to ignore my emails in the future when something does actually appeal, when something could potentially be important to them. They're going to have ignored my emails by then. So you got to make sure that when you're sending emails out, when you're sending updates, whatever it is, that you're sending important and helpful information. So with that, I'm just going to wrap it up. I'm just going to say the biggest thing I would say is do a variety of things, a small variety, but be consistent with it. Don't try and do everything. And